2-1, not enough though, as Atleti hold on. A couple nervous moments late there, but Atletico pick up the full 3 points. Our Sid Lowe was at Vallecas for this one, and afterwards he spoke with Stefan Savic. We'll hear that in just a second, but here we take a look at the top half of the La Liga table. Atleti just 2 points back of Real Madrid. Here's Savic and Sid.
Stefan, that's now just one defeat in 14 games. You're getting really, really good results. How do you sum up tonight's match?
It is great to win this game in this difficult pitch. We knew that it's going to be tough, and we were very well prepared, and we are very happy because we are in a good winning role, and we hope that we can continue like this.
You went 2-0 up very early. Did you end up struggling more than you expected in the final 15 or 20 minutes?
Yeah, at the end they scored from one amazing goal. That goal you can't defend. It was a great shot, and after that, of course, you get a little bit nervous. But I think we controlled the game. We had more chances to score. We didn't close the game to score for 3-0. But at the end, the team was playing very good, and we are very happy.
How do you explain this shift in performance from the team and the shift in results, particularly post-World Cup? Is the fact that it's post-World Cup one of the factors, or is that just purely coincidence?
Maybe it's coincidence. Maybe we had a lot of players that were going to play at World Cup. Maybe they were also thinking about that. The calendar was also very tough. We played every 3 days, so it was maybe a little bit of everything. But now that very important thing is that we are playing good. That we are fighting to secure the Champions League, and we want to play Champions League next season.
Sid Lowe joining us now live from Vallecas. Sid, I'm going to ask you the same question that you asked Stefan Savic there. To what do you put down the turnaround for Atleti since the World Cup?
That's not fair, asking me to answer something that he can't. I do think the World Cup played a part, and actually he hints at it a little bit, doesn't he, in that answer, and he talks about maybe some of the mind was on that, maybe the fixture list was difficult, they were playing every 3 days. I think as well, obviously, that there were elements to do with the squad which have shifted, the fact that Griezmann started the season only playing 30 minutes each game and has become so important post-World Cup, and in particular, of course, we talked about this pre-game tonight, the departure of players in the winter window, which I think has changed, if you like, the energy around the team, the sense of collective cause around the team, I think, has shifted for the better. So I think that's important as well. But I do think the World Cup plays a part. And I think there are a handful of players who I think their mind probably was on the World Cup a little bit. If not deliberately, I think kind of at some subconscious level. And that post-World Cup, they've been kind of liberated by that competition finishing.
5 wins in a row, Ale, for Atletico Madrid.
So it's not a coincidence. It's not just the 5 wins in a row. It's the fact that they've only lost 1 game since the start of the year in 2023. And that 1 game was a loss to Barcelona in a match that they could argue, you know what, we deserved a whole lot more in that game. Regardless, what you're seeing from Atletico Madrid is defending well, which shouldn't be a surprise, but it is given how bad defensively they were early on in the season. You see combination play and possession through the midfield, which shouldn't be a surprise given the players that they have available, but it is because they struggled to keep possession of the ball in the early part of the season. And you're seeing a team that when they're going forward, they're actually committing numbers forward, which is a surprise overall. The role of Antoine Griezmann that we have mentioned and talked about and highlighted continues to be the difference maker for Atletico Madrid. Everything goes through him, whether it's an assist, whether it's a little touch that springs everything open, whether it is a goal. He has an impact and an imprint on everything that they do offensively. As he goes, so does Atletico Madrid, certainly in the attacking half, and that gives confidence to everybody else. And when you have all of that going and working, then you have the commitment of players to get forward like Nahuel Molina did today, which was a thankless run of 80 yards, just hoping that maybe something could fall into his path. And the mistake by Alvaro puts the ball into the path of Nahuel Molina. That shows you then the commitment to start a run from all the way inside your 18-yard box to go and finish it and give your team the lead. You were not seeing these things early on in the season. You're seeing it now. There's a different personality to this group.
As we showed you, Atletico Madrid are chasing Real Madrid in the table. Of course, yesterday, Real Madrid at home losing 3-2 against Villarreal. That's a major headline, but it doesn't really seem to be the headline that most people are talking about when it comes to this game. Instead, it's a post-match incident involving Fede Valverde in the parking lot at Santiago Bernabeu. What more can you tell us, Sid?
Well, Villarreal have now confirmed that there's been a formal complaint made to police by Alex Baena, not by the club, by Alex Baena, but the club are saying they would back him and they completely believe his version of events. What happened was that Fede Valverde approached Alex Baena after the game and punched him. At least this is the allegation. Then what happens after that is that we get a series of stories start coming out about why and what had happened, and there had been a confrontation or a verbal confrontation between the two the last time that they played, and that continued into this game, in which allegedly, and this is the version of events from Valverde and Real Madrid's side of it, in which allegedly Alex Baena made comments about Fede Valverde's as yet unborn son during a period in which he and his partner were having a really difficult pregnancy. They were worried about the possibility of losing the baby. And so this obviously is incredibly sensitive, incredibly significant, and this then leads to this situation. Now, obviously, what we're saying at this point is based on the two versions of events, and Alex Baena has said that he said nothing of the sort. So I don't know how this plays out now, because, of course, unless you have independent corroborating evidence, you're in a position in which only two people really know for sure what was said. And one is Fede Valverde, and the other is Alex Baena. And whoever now has to make a decision in terms of punishment, in terms of whether there's legal action taken, and whether in terms of this proceeds, that's now a very difficult process.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.